Not long ago, we reviewed Focal's excellent Canta No. 2 loudspeaker, which we have on display here at our Timonium gramophone location. But if Canta's not within your budget, what are your options? Hi, I'm Joe with Gramophone, and today we're going to look at Focal's Aria series, which they introduced at CES 2024 and started shipping in the spring of 2024. This is the Aria Evo X No. 2. So it is the smallest of the 3 floor-standing loudspeakers in the series. These offer excellent value because Focal's been able to take a lot of what is offered in the Canta series and bring it into a series at a much lower price point, much more affordable. Now, Focal's been building loudspeakers in France since 1979, and they take great pride in building products that look every bit as good as they sound. Let's dive in a little deeper. Because Focal designs and builds almost everything in France, as opposed to jobbing it out to some other manufacturer, they can really keep a close eye on the fit and finish as they're producing the product. And it really pays off when you take a look at this speaker. It is in fact going to look beautiful in your home if you wind up choosing this one. So the Aria Evo X No. 2 has an interesting cabinet design. The cabinet is made of a very solid and rigid MDF. It's capable of producing a lot of bottom end. We don't want the cabinet to be vibrating. But they've done an interesting thing with the curvature of the cabinet. There are no parallel sides here. So you can see that this is gently flared out, and then it starts cutting back towards me. It's not a straight line. If you've got straight line cabinets, there's always that possibility that there's going to be some smearing because the sound is bouncing back and forth. This is called a no parallel sides way to build a cabinet, and Focal's done a great job because it both looks great and has obvious acoustical benefits as well. So the Aria Evo No. 2 is a very efficient speaker, partly because of the ports both on the front and the bottom. It's 91.5 dB output at 1 watt 1 meter. That's really key because it is a more affordable series than some of Focal's other products, and it means you don't need a monstrous amplifier to drive it to really satisfying levels. It also has a magnetic grill, which makes it easy to listen either with the grill on or off. And we want to talk just a little bit about this bottom plate. So part of the cool look is this aluminum bottom plate. It has the ability for you to adjust these feet. So if you want to maybe tilt the speaker back just a little bit to get the best imaging at your seat, you can do that easily. But this rigid bottom plate also serves as a decoupling mechanism so that, let's be honest, this thing can generate a lot of bass output. We don't want that prodigious bass output to interact with the floor in a negative way. And so Focal's done a great job with the bottom plate because it makes it easy for you to adjust so it sounds the best in your listening room and doesn't give you an overly boomy kind of a bass. So let's take a look now at what's under the hood. You can see that we've got 2 6.5-inch bass drivers or woofers, and we also have a 6.5-inch mid-range driver. You can tell the mid-range by the bulleted dust cap here. It looks quite a bit different than the dust cap in the woofers. 2 smaller woofers can have a big advantage in that they can make the cabinet a lot narrower, which, number 1, cosmetically makes it easier to place in the room. Number 2, you don't quite get the same diffraction effects off the front baffle. In other words, if this front baffle was holding a 10-inch driver, it would have to be a lot wider, and the mid-range probably wouldn't sound quite as smooth and open because of diffraction effects. If you're enjoying this video, please like and subscribe. That helps us out a lot. And click that little bell icon so you're always notified of our upcoming content. So Focal has a really innovative system that we referenced before, where they've got 2 bass ports. One here, front firing obviously, and one is down firing. So this part of the speaker is open. The use of the twin ports gives you, number 1, obviously that high efficiency at 91.5 dB. So almost any amp can drive this. It's an 8 ohm product, by the way. Number 2, you're not typically going to hear any chuffing or port noise, partly because they have twin ports tuned slightly differently. So that's a nice advantage. Third thing is, you can put this product really pretty close to the wall and not notice any artificially boomy kind of a bass sound, partly because of the way that they've engineered first the twin drivers and then the twin ports. The bass in this product, for as relatively small and slender as it is really impressive. Let's talk about the cones that are used in the Aria series. These cones are made of flax, which is a natural material that's often used in bed sheets, linens, that kind of thing. It's woven, but it's also in between 2 layers of fiberglass. So what we've got here is a 3-layer sandwich in each of these cones. And that's a brilliantly innovative way that Focal has come up with to manufacture a cone cost effectively and yet make it extremely strong because of the 3 layers bonded together, yet extremely lightweight. It's capable of moving very, very fast. So you get really clean, clear mid-range notes, very articulate bass. And yet they've been able to do this, again, in a series that's, this particular speaker is less than half of what the Kanta No. 2 costs. So a very cost-effective way to manufacture a driver that gives us the results that we want, very low distortion, clean notes, and again, a real benefit of Focal insisting on keeping so much of the process in-house, designed and built by them under their control. Let's talk a little bit about the surround. So this is the surround, and the front baffle, of course, is stable and rigid. We don't want it moving. But the drivers are moving quite quickly, right? So this is really the suspension system. And Focal uses what they call TMD, an innovation that they came up with in some of their most expensive products that now trickles down. That's the tuned mass damper. So you've actually got these 2 rigid rings on either side of the surround. And what the tuned mass damper is doing is essentially just keeping the movement. When this starts thumping away, it's keeping that movement more linear, because what we want is linear motion that translates into cleanly reproduced notes. Again, this is the kind of thing that Focal, designing and building the product, keeping so much of it under their control, they can come up with cool innovations like this that pay big benefits when you and I are sitting and listening to our favorite music. So this is not a conventional soft dome or aluminum dome tweeter. This tweeter is built of both aluminum and magnesium, again, bonded together. So the 2 materials bonded together cancels out the kind of weird resonant peaks that you can sometimes get from a tweeter. You get this very clear, smooth, open high end from that combination. Also, of course, you'll notice that this is a concave or curved inward tweeter. The vast majority of tweeters are convex or curved outward. This is a technology that Focal has been doing for years. They've really perfected it. And what you get from this speaker is this wide open sweet spot. You don't have to be sitting in that one seat right in between the 2 speakers. Everybody on the couch can hear a good, clean, high-frequency performance from the tweeter. Focal has also done a unique thing here with this waveguide, which is made of urethane. You can feel it more so than you can see it, but it is actually curving inward. So it's not a flat thing here. It's curved in towards the tweeter. That waveguide is helping to propel the high-frequency energy out towards the listener. But because they've made it of urethane, this very soft material, it really minimizes, again, any harsh or glaring kind of rebound effects. So a big part of the incredibly clear and open high-frequency sound you get from this speaker is from this exceptional tweeter with the interesting surround and the urethane waveguide to boot. If your budget is just under $5,000 for a pair of speakers, you really need to audition Focal's Aria Evo No. 2. It's a great sounding product, and it's a great looking product in any of the 3 finishes. We think you'll love it. All of us here at Gramophone want to thank you for watching this video. To learn more about Focal and all of our fine brands, visit gramophone.com. And to pick up your pair, shop Sky by Gramophone, where you'll always get a secure checkout with fast and free shipping straight to your door. We'd love to meet you and play some music with you. If you're anywhere near Maryland, come check us out. We've got stores in Gaithersburg, Columbia, and Timonium, Maryland. Thanks again for watching this video. We'll see you soon.